Okay, so what my goal of this exercise is for you to see a situation, to look at it maybe in a way that you haven't looked at it before, and to actually have a different insight that allows you to choose whether you want to take a different action or not. So I'm not here to force you or to say that you have to, but if you see this problem in a different way than you have prior to today, then we've achieved our goal. So what we're going to do is on one side of the paper, and again, nobody has to see this, so it's going to work best the more honest you are. So I'm struggling to achieve. So what are you struggling to achieve? It could be anything. So I wrote down a few common things. I'm struggling to achieve, maybe it's more time, like I never have enough time, money, customer, clients, opportunity, whatever. Maybe it's even a better relationship with a loved one. It doesn't matter. So go ahead and write that now. So we're gonna talk, work. So I'm struggling to achieve No. Pick one. I'm just helping you. Like if you're like, I have no idea, I'm sure something like this. Yeah. So then everybody should have like a struggle, which essentially the opposite would be your goal, right? Okay. Without thinking too much into it. So there's no rationalizing. There's no reasoning. There's no like, well, I just haven't had time. It's fine. It doesn't matter how you got here. It doesn't even matter. Nobody's going to see it. But without even thinking about it too deeply, what are your beliefs about the goal? So if I want more time, if time is my goal, what is it that I believe about time? I can't get everything done. I don't want to keep on going and ruin your thoughts, but what are your beliefs? Try and at least get 4. So even if it seems ridiculous, just write it down, because sometimes when you start to let your mind go, it just kind of works with you, right? And that's okay. It doesn't have to be true. It's just what's coming up for you. Okay? Are we good? For the most part? So now you're going to flip over the paper. And this is where, have a little bit of fun with this. So it might not be fun at first, but the perfect system. So I have the perfect system for whatever you're struggling with. Whatever you wrote already originally, that's your perfect system. So let's say it's, I never have enough time to network. So I'm going to say the perfect system to never have enough time to network is, so that's your title. All right, so once you have your title, so again, if mine is the perfect system to never have enough time to network is, what is the major pain that that's causing? So the perfect system to never have enough time to network is, the perfect system for never having enough time to network. And then the big pain point is I don't expand my network. I don't meet anybody. And if I don't meet anybody, I can't grow my business. So what's the biggest pain point to this perfect system? Okay, and now from here, it might not feel like fun, but like let loose a bit. So whether you write a sentence, whether you draw a picture, whether you do whatever, what behaviors are causing you, like what are you doing that's adding to your perfect system? So I want you to think of this perfect system like Michelle. I'm going to show you exactly the perfect system to never have enough time to network. You say yes to everything else, you decide to do all the cooking, whatever it is. So what is your perfect system and what behaviors do you do to add to that perfect system? Let me know if I didn't convey that clearly. It's totally fine if you think I confused you. You should have a few. And then if you've reached the point where you're like, okay, I've listed all my behaviors, go ahead and list the benefits. There's always, although it seems negative, there's always benefits to whatever behavior you're engaging in. That's why you're engaging in the behavior. It's just so much nicer to cook dinner for my family and not come to the SBCN. I don't have to drive this far. I can stay in my pajamas. Like, I can drink wine. Go ahead and write in 3 tips, like you're actually teaching me, like this is some sort of a 1-hour lunch and learn, and you want to make sure that I do it really well. Give me 3 tips to whatever your perfect system is. 3 tips to never have enough time to network. You can use humor, absolute language, like I always, I never, make sure you don't. That can always add a little bit of fun. So once you think you got it, and you kind of look it over, is there something that's hitting you that maybe didn't hit you the same way before you wrote all this out? Peter, you're nodding. I don't want you, nobody has to share, but do you want to give insights? You don't have to, or you can stay vague and like just say like whatever you're like comfortable with.
Sure. So I'm a serial learner, and in a lot of ways that has prevented me from applying the knowledge I already have. So that sometimes holds me back.
Yeah. You know what's so interesting about, and it's probably similar for everybody's paper, your strength, like it is like, I know it's cliche, but it's really is like a coin, right? They're like, what makes you amazing is also something you're sensitive to, you think the world should have. It's something you see first, maybe more than other people because it is a strength, but it's also the thing that if overused is, you know, going to hold you back for sure. And every single person is like that. So I appreciate you sharing that insight. So you had an aha?
Yeah.
Awesome, very good. Anybody else want to share anything that you're comfortable with? Yeah, go ahead.
Also, just in general, becomes very, very clear that I already have all the answers. It's just a matter of implementation.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So I use this exercise on myself a lot. So especially right now, I'm going through a lot of changes. I'm getting in my own way all the time. And it's not intentional, and it's not something like, this isn't an exercise to say like, man, I should have known, or how can I, like it's not like that at all. Actually, sometimes the only way to objectively look at your thoughts is to put it on paper. And how many times do you spend the time, because probably a lot of us have the time issue, how many of us spend the time to actually write it out? So journaling isn't just a thing to reduce stress. Sometimes it's actually to manage yourself objectively. Because when you just let it roll, you're gonna write stuff that you probably haven't really admitted to yourself in your head. Who had that happen to them in the exercise? Yep. And that happens to me a lot. I'm blind to the one or two things. If I just like let the thought go through my mind, I'm blind to the one or two things that if I tweak it, it like lets me go. So who felt like that they learned something new today that they didn't know about their situation before this exercise? Can you show of hands? It's okay if you didn't. Oh, no, everybody knew, you knew?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Maybe not as effective as I thought. Worse than me. Okay, so anyway, the thing is, like, did you see how your actions tie to your beliefs? So your beliefs drive your thoughts, drive your actions, drive your results. So essentially, if you're not happy about the results, so those are always the things that you can see in your business or in your life, and it's not as simple as like, oh, I'll just change my belief and like make it opposite. It has to be real. But all I'm saying is from a self-leadership perspective, from an intro perspective, to look at something and to have a chance to influence it differently, if that's what you choose, then look at the trail to say, well, why am I having these thoughts? What is it that I believe? And there's usually, as much as you want something, like I want to have more clients or I want to have more time, there's always a competing belief that gets in your way. So if there's one thing to take away, if you're sitting there like, why am I spinning my wheels? Go ahead and do this perfect system exercise. Hopefully it helps you. Okay, thank you.